Hello, corporate busters. Welcome to my channel. Let's scrap corporate crap. The modern corporate world can be a toxic and oppressive environment. The Let's Scrap Corporate Crap channel is a revolutionary platform that seeks and aims to challenge and dismantle toxic workplace. We are here to say enough is enough, and we would like to start challenging systematic injustice and rebuild a corporate South Africa that is inclusive and diversity. The Let's Scrap Corporate Crap channel is where we shine a light on the darkest corners of the corporate world. A world where toxic workplaces thrive, where egos are fed and people are broken, where the bruised are expected to suffer in silence and the bruisers are celebrated for their destructive power. But we refuse to stay silent. We refuse to let the toxic few dictate the lives of the many. On this channel, we expose the truth, we'll console the bruised, and we will challenge the bruisers to confront their own behavior. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Welcome back to Let's Scrap Corporate Crap channel, the channel where we peel back the polite HR language and expose the rotting inequality hidden behind corporate values. You know those ones, right? Where we are all forced to abide and submit to those values, but only favorable to the few. Remember those shiny glass office buildings? Yes, those ones that we're all looking forward to graduate and go work at. So this week, we are diving straight into the uncomfortable questions that no one in the boardroom wants to answer. That's food for thought right there, right? Why are there so few, and stay with me on this one, why are there so few Caucasian people in lower level roles? And why do indigenous South Africans, regardless of how capable, qualified, or experienced, continue to mop up the mess? This is the reality of corporate South Africa. And this reality is both literally and figuratively. It is because white people are just hardworking. Why are there very few Caucasian people in lower level? Are they smarter? Are they born to lead? Or maybe, and this is just a maybe is it because the system was designed like a ladder bolted on the side and we are all told to climb? And this is a painful truth. We are all told to climb, knowing full well it leads nowhere. Look at it this way. Let's check the numbers, shall we? According to the 2024-2025 Employment Equity results, the report states that over 61% of top management positions in South Africa, and I'm talking about South Africa's private sectors, are still occupied by white people. This is painful, eh? Despite the fact that they make up only about 7% of the population, yet they hold 61% of top positions. Black African professionals, who represent over 80% of the population, only account for 14 to 18% of executive roles. This is where the systematic injustice still exists. Meanwhile, the national unemployment rate for indigenous South Africans hovers around 37.6%, compared to just under 8% for Caucasian South Africans. That is food for thought, and I need you to stay with this. Almost 40% of indigenous people in South Africa are unemployed. as compared to 8% of Caucasians. Wealth access and opportunities are still blindly skewed. This is the painful truth. You don't need a PhD in economics to see that privilege isn't just about past advantages. It's about how the game is still being played and who gets to hold the rule book. And this rule book, it's like a stick kind of a rule book. Whoever is holding this long stick controls how the book needs to be wrote. Let's tackle the elephant in the boardroom. The corporate myth of meritocracy. This idea that people rise because of talent, attitude, or work ethics is as believable as a coffee machine that actually works on every floor. You know those ones? Every floor there's a free coffee machine. And we all look forward to that coffee. But is it truly free? I believe it comes at the cost of our sanity. The truth is, soft skills have become a coded barrier. A coded barrier in such a way that it fits into a culture of emotional intelligence, executive presence, and perfect English. Having the right accent, knowing how to network at the golf course, something that the underprivileged have not been exposed to, except, of course, maybe just recently. And we're talking about a system that has been in operation for the last 100 years. All this plays a role in determining who gets promoted and who remains invisible. That is how the system has been designed. We speak about this in our smoking area, in the parking lot, over our Vors braai, over the weekend. But who gets invited into those spaces? Indigenous professionals are often expected to be exceptional, just to be considered equal. Do twice as hard. Let's look at it. Let's genderize it a little bit. A black woman with a double major and 10 years of experience still has to prove herself 3 times over, while a 26-year-old white intern with the right attitude and an uncle in HR lands the corner office. And the 50-year-old must say ma'am to the 26-year-old. And they say it's got nothing to do with culture or tradition. It has everything to do with book knowledge. But this very 50-year-old holds an honors degree with 20 years experience in the very same company. At 26 years, just an intern. Is it technology that makes her look better? Is it because they're techno-savvy? We don't know. But corporate South Africa is still colonized. Let's not sugarcoat it. It is worse than the lady who works as a maid in Mlungu's house. It is. It absolutely is. While the Union Jacks may be off the flag, its spirit still lives rent-free in boardrooms, salary bands, and performance reviews. Many of us have said in those performance reviews, there's a bell curve, right? And your skin color or your skin tone determines on which side of the curve are you going to fall onto. Just last month, the DA took legal actions against updated employment equity targets meant to fast-track transformation in the private sector. Corporate South Africa is still colonized. And let's talk about what was their argument. Their argument says that redress policies are now reversed to can target the white South Africans. They say it's a reverse racism. The ANC counterpoint, the real racism is structural and alive. 66% of white dominance in top-tier jobs says more than any tweet ever could. We tweet every day. We've got channels such as Let's Grab Corporate Crap, but 66% is louder than any social media. Let's not forget, during Trump's presidency, some white Afrikaners applied for refugee status in the US, claiming racial persecutions in South Africa. Meanwhile, statistics continue to show that white South Africans hold disproportionate control of land, capital, and senior roles in the economy. Now, if that's persecution, what do we call what's happening to everyone else? Privilege. It's an entitlement. And it blinds those that have been benefiting from it. And I want us to look at this. You see, capability is not the issue. Indigenous South Africans are among the most resilient, multilingual, and emotionally intelligent professionals in the world. What's missing is not talent, it's access. Who holds the key? We all see the door. We all would like to get into that door. But who holds the key? And even where access is granted, there is an unspoken need to overcompensate. Always come early, leave late. We are expected to be humble but confident, passionate but not aggressive, authentic but palatable. It's emotional labor on top of your actual labor. And if you speak up, you are too angry. Is by a quad. Or you are not a team player. Sometimes they even threaten you. You're not ready to lead, meaning you're not ready to be part of us. Self-compromise, self-sabotage, so you can be part of us. All while Steve from Santon gets praised for leadership potential because he managed to show up before 9 a.m. once this week. Just for once, Steve was promoted. He drops off his kids to school and picks them up every day. Meaning that instead of coming to work at 7:30 like most of us, he gets to work at least 8:30 because the school started about 7:30. At about 1 o'clock, he needs to leave, and that's his lunch, but his lunch is 2 hours. And just last week, he got promoted because we are on school holidays, and he was able to arrive early. But what about soft skills? Does really Steve have got soft skills? We ask ourselves, but who dare to say? Who dare to ask? The question is, do they matter? But only when they are not used as a camouflage for cultural bias. The question is, whose soft skills are we talking about? Whose attitude matters? Is it the lived experience passed down on indigenous families? What we call blood knowledge? Or is it the rehearsed, polished version of professionalism designed by the same institutions that once classified people as less than others? Come on, my corporate buddies. Let's be real. Corporate South Africa loves diversity in marketing campaigns, but not in the C-suite. Think about it. Just draw a picture in your mind and imagine a C-suite. Who looks good in it? What comes to my mind is a white Caucasian, black suit, white shirt, navy suit, blue shirt, gray suit, white shirt. The rainbow only applies to the flag in the office. It's still black and white. But who wins? If it is a race in corporate South Africa, who leads? This need not be explained because it is evident. So what can we do about it? First, we must admit that that this isn't just a pipeline problem. It's a power problem, economic problem. If black people are always at the bottom of the ladder, it's not because they can't climb. It's because someone locked the top ranks and threw away the key. If we are truly committed to transformation, then we need to challenge how we define leadership, intelligence, and success. We talk about leadership traits, qualities, but we need to recognize that privilege doesn't have to be malicious to be harmful. It just needs to be maintained, and the maintenance is done silently and swiftly. In closing, let's be blind, corporate bodies. No white South Africans are not inherently more capable. And no black and indigenous South Africans do not need to keep proving themselves. The system needs dismantling. Not another motivational poster in the HR hallway, the Ubuntu way, we are one. The Rainbow Nation is still economically segregated, structurally skewed, and emotionally exhausted. For those born without privilege, they can feel the heat. They are daily living in fear. So the next time someone tells you that they work hard for their seats at the boardroom table, ask them where the table came from and who had to build it. We build tables that we sit not on. We clean boardrooms that we'll never participate in. We provide teas that we might not even have an opportunity to taste them. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You've just survived another episode of Let's Scrap Corporate Crap. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That means we are talking about the right things. Hit that disrupt button, subscribe, and join us next week